What's up, guys? I'm Alex, and you're on One Up Painting. So I meant to do these videos a lot sooner, but as you can tell, I kind of lost my voice. But we're back. I'm going to continue this as best as I can. So let's get on with this next article. 10 things you need to know about Warhammer, the Horus Heresy, Legions Imperialis. For the most titanic, table-shaking battles you'll see from the Age of Darkness, nothing beats Warhammer, the Horus Heresy, Legion Imperialis. This exhilarating game of enormous, world-ending battles zoom right out to give you the command-level view of the battlefield, with entire companies of infantry scurrying about as armored squadrons tear across blasted terrain and looming titans vaporize entire columns of tanks. There's a lot to take in from this release as an entirely new game, so rules writer Tom is on hand to lay out the 10 most important things you'll want to know, from army construction to size of the miniatures, and they have a nice picture of the starter box contents. An Age of Darkness. Legion Imperialis is set during the Horus Heresy, and grand warfare is its bread and butter. Those vast battles you've read about, now you can recreate them in spectacular glory, fielding entire companies of your favorite Space Marine Legion at once as you battle for the future of humanity. Epic scale. Legion Imperialis is epic scale, the same as Adeptus Titanicus and Aeronautica Imperialis. Combine your models into a grand host, supplementing your legions, Astartes, or Solar Auxilia with the god engines of the Mechanicum and more. All the better way to waylace to your foes. And they've got some Aeronautica models and a nice big Titan. General's Eye View. On the battlefield, detachments equivalent to the individual units in other Warhammer games operate according to the orders assigned to them each round. Orders are initially hidden when issued, meaning you'll have to predict what your opponent's plan is, and devise your own strategy to counter. So that's really cool. So that's kind of like how they had Apocalypse. Similar. I don't think very many people played Apocalypse, but it's a very similar system. And a little bit like how Kill Team is currently as well. As for the first part where they say detachments activate as similar to individual units, so I'm assuming that's going to mean like companies, like company level forces. So like as we can see in the starter set, how there's like 2 companies of Guard and 2 companies of not Ultramarines, like Astartes units. I would assume that those guys, like each company active is like 1 unit. And same thing with the tanks. I would assume like those 3 Predator tanks form like an armored squadron. So that's kind of interesting. I wonder if the Dreadnoughts are going to act similarly, which I think would be kind of weird if like 4 Dreadnoughts were walking around together. But anyway, moving on, non-stop action. The activation of detachments alternate, meaning you move or fire a detachment, then your opponent does, and so on. And you're always in the thick of battle, adjusting plans as you go to seize advantages that present themselves. So that's really cool. I think that's going to be like Kill Team then, basically. And I think that that's a much more fun and interactive way of playing the game, as opposed to I do all of my stuff, then you do all of your stuff, like how big 40K is. Unrelenting war. The battlefields of the 31st millennium are dangerous places. Titans will annihilate entire squadrons of tanks in a single barrage, only to be felled in turn by strafing aircraft. Games of Legiones Imperialis are visceral affairs where scores of warriors are killed in a single round. You can make every moment count they're alive. So make every moment count. So make every moment they're alive count. So that's cool. That's saying that Legiones Imperialis or Epic is going to be very, very killy. Conquer the battlefield. In every game of Legiones Imperialis, your primary mission is to capture objective markers, with their value determined by the mission being played. Scoring or victory points are earned at the end of each round, meaning you can't focus purely on eradicating your foe, or they may just snatch victory from the jaws of apparent defeat. So that's kind of like how Kill Team is, or not Kill Team, Big 40K is then, where it's very, very focused on getting those objective points. But I don't know what they mean by you can't focus on purely eradicating your foes, because like, I mean, like you can just kill them all, and then they can't score any points, and then you win the game. But I don't know, that maybe that's a nuance in some of the rules or the mission objectives that they're gonna come out with. Combined arms. Strategic decisions begin before the battle. The army you field is just as important. Infantry are the best for capturing objectives, while vehicles and super heavies are harder and deadlier. Hardier and deadlier. Each detachment has its role, and it is up to you to utilize them in the best possible way. So that's pretty straightforward there. Obviously, infantry are going to be good at digging objectives, and heavy stuff is good at killing. A weapon for every situation. Just as each detachment has a role, so too do the weapons they are armed with. Assault cannons mow down infantry, but can't scratch a Titan, while las cannons are best used against vehicles. And in Legions Imperialis, you must choose your target wisely to get the full worth of your arsenal. That's cool. Flexible army building. Armies in Legion Imperialis revolve around formations. Each formation is essentially an entire Horus Heresy, the Age of Darkness army, giving you lots of freedom in how you build your force. Want a Legiones Astartes army mounted entirely in gunships and aerial assaults? You can do that. Solar Auxilia Super Heavy Tank Company? Yep. There's a myriad of options and more to come in the future, allowing you to build the grand army of your hobby dreams. So that's going to be interesting. So like how detachments work, it's instead going to be called formations. I believe that sounds like these formations that they're so called are going to be similar to like how 8th edition detachments were, whereas very focused on like you would take an elite detachment or a super heavy detachment. So that's going to be pretty cool. Choose your battlefield. Use the battlefield terrain to your advantage. Garrison buildings with infantry, conceal flanking elements behind ruined city sectors, or push your tank squadron down roads for added speed. A plethora of terrain types have rules, taking you from crumbling hive cities to thick jungles, lava fields, and beyond. Oh, and you can blow up buildings with the right weapons, or Titan fists. I believe that this is a new terrain that they're showing off, and I think that this looks really, really cool. I believe they've also said that that all of the base sizes will be able to interact with this terrain so that you could put like a base of models inside of the terrain, like on top of the buildings. Thanks, guys. If you want to learn more about Legiones Imperialis, head over to the dedicated webpage to see what's in the positively stuffed launch box and catch more details as they come in. There will be plenty more to see in the coming weeks, so keep your eyes trained on Warhammer Community. A closer look at the awesome, incredible detailed miniatures is on in the cards later this week, and you won't want to miss it. Okay, cool. So we're gonna make a few more videos later this week or later today or something, checking out the webpage and a few other of those articles that have come out. But I think the big takeaways from this one are how the game is going to be played a little bit. Obviously, this terrain right here, and how you're going to build your armies. So it is going to look like it's very flexible, so that you could take some Astartes, some Titans, and some like Solar Auxilia, which I think is very, very cool, and it allows you to diversify your collection without fear of having obsolete units that you won't really play very much in game. Yeah, so I think that's all for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm going to try to keep the videos coming, even with my voice kind of messed up. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching.